I just had a question. How or what, I think the question was, what do they do with our energy? When we telling the people about harvesting energy, the powers of harvesting our energy, I'm going to try to do this by giving examples of them harvesting the energy. The powers are entities that are not connected to the source as we are. The heart chakra frequency as we are. They are very low vibrational entities. Low vibrational entities mean they're connected to the source, but they don't understand the love frequency, you see. So when they're harvesting energy, they must lower your frequency. Now your frequency is the essence that you hold within you. The energy that's in your body. That life force energy. Whatever frequency you're on, you see, is how easily or how hard it is for them to penetrate you, infiltrate you, you see. Let's use this as an example. When we don't have the discipline and structure about our thoughts, our actions, and our feelings, about our mind, our heart, and our spirit, and we're in a low frequency, these entities, these draconian lizards, can summons dark entities, dead spirits. They can summon them into this realm. We can summon our parents, our grandmothers, our children, our dog. We can communicate with the spiritual realm because we are spirit and soul. So they summons dark entities, low vibrational entities, which can easily attach to us. Here's an example. If you don't have self-control with eating, and you just cannot stop eating, that's a spirit that has attached to you that can infiltrate your body by continuing to make you eat, and you cannot get a grip on that, you know, because there's a pain there, there's a trauma there that you must release, because the entity is attached to that trauma that's making you eat because you don't want to sit with the trauma and let the trauma come up to the surface. Let's use the alcoholic. What's the purpose of eating? Now I'm not no gluten eater, but I was an emotional eater. A person who gets drunk, discombobulated, that's a spirit that's attached to them. That there's pain there, there's a trauma there that they don't want to sit with, they don't want to talk about, they don't want to revisit. So the spirit from the dark force has attached to them on that trauma, on that thing that they don't want to address. So they keep drinking to suppress it, and that's the dark forces, the dark entities' access to enter the vessel through the alcohol, through the overindulgence. See, anything we overdo, we're allowing a spirit to come through the thing we're overdoing. Sex, porn. Person who can't control their sexual nature and watching porn and always screwing everybody and have sex with this one and that one and everywhere and all the time, you're allowing a dark force, a dark entity, to enter through your vessel through sex energy. See, everything is energy. Everything is vibration. You keep going gamble. There's a trauma there. If you keep on having sex with somebody, there's a trauma with sex. You keep on eating food, you see what I'm saying? Somebody either calls you fat or something that mess with your complex when you were small. And we gravitate to things that makes us feel good when somebody made us feel bad. A person who gambles a lot, they have lack mentality. Somebody probably made them feel like they were not enough. You see? And so gambling is something I got to keep on. And if I win, now I'm somebody, now I got money, somebody might like me, somebody might want me. You get what I'm saying? Or somebody said, you had on them raggedy clothes. We don't understand the trauma that a child has experienced, because a child is naive, innocent, and Christ-like. And once they were infiltrated with something heavy, dense, dark, an emotion, a thought, or a feeling, then it took them more and more and more away from Christ and true love, pure love, vulnerable love. You see? So now they got these traumas. If a parent beat a child, you see, a child does not receive that as chastising. A child receives that as abuse. You hurt me. You're not supposed to beat your child. You're supposed to talk to your child. Who are we to beat our children when we made mistakes? Why can't they make mistakes? Beating them is not going to make them learn from it. You see what I'm saying? So now we've given them a complex. And because they're children and they don't talk back and can't talk back, they go around all their life. My mother didn't like me. She beat me. She hurt me. My mother never did hug me, but all the while my mother didn't know how to hug. You see what I'm saying? So these are things that are attached to us spiritually because we are spirit and soul. You know, a dirty mouth person, because they heard it all the time. That's a natural thing. So this is how a dark spirit can come into your vessel, because it's not godly, it's not divine, it's not sacred, it's not in harmony, it's not loving. Words, fuck you, motherfuckers and bitches and hoes and son of a bitches and cocksuckers and kiss my ass and all this. That's not divine. That's not sacred. So you're giving a dark entity access, you understand, by saying these words because you're in a low vibration. I work on that because that was my weapon to protect myself. You see? And when I get around people who cuss, like, it triggers the thing that used to be in me. So we always a work in progress of releasing things that stuck to our aura and our youth and field. This is why I say it. This is why I polycentrals. This is why I speak intentions when I say it's clear all negative energies attached to my aura and youth and field. No negative energies will come near or around my aura and youth and field. I am covered in love and light, peace and harmony, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, overstanding, and truth. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. All ill will and ill intention, let it go back to the sender tenfold. I'm covered in love. You see, we have to speak that. We have to cover our spirit. We have to protect our aura. You see? We don't want to learn nothing from the spiritual realm because they're not teaching it. But this is how we safeguard. Like this, you put on the armor of God. Well, you know we're not putting on the armor. We have to put on the spiritual armor of God. You see? And people think it's voodoo and it's witchcraft, but how do we get in a spiritual war and fight if we're not doing spiritual things? You got to do spiritual things to be in a spiritual war. Because we are a spirit and soul experiencing human. We're not the human. So we have to learn how to do spiritual things to protect our spirit, to clean our spirit. You see? That's our religion. That's our cultural. Doing that kind of stuff like that, saging and following the stars and knowing numerology and astrology. That's our culture. That's what they hear from us. You know what I'm saying? It's no way you're going to find people and not know nothing about them. I mean, they didn't find babies and drag babies here. They drag men and women here. You see what I'm saying? So those men and women knew what they was doing before they was dragged here. Whatever the case may be, they was grown women and men. So they knew what their cultural were. But they had to use force to stop them from doing what they were doing and make them do something different. And the more you do something different, y'all, it goes into our unconscious and subconscious mind. It's going in there. You can't unhear nothing. You can't unsee nothing. You can't unfeel nothing. Once you felt it, that feeling is there. If I feel something good, I might not feel it from Joe Time to Mary Jane every time, but I know what good feeling is, and when I feel it again, I know it's good. And if I felt something bad, it don't matter who made me feel bad. If I feel that feeling again, I knew that wasn't a good feeling. So we can't undo nothing because everything goes on the inside from the outside. You get what I'm saying? So we got to be mindful of the discipline and structure. That's what they did. They made us not have discipline about ourselves. No structure. No order. Chaos. Just do what you want to do. You're going to be forgiven. You know? And all the while we're sinning, and then we got lost in the sin. And now we think we just can tear the world down and we're going to be forgiven. But we're going to fall from grace if we don't get our mind.